You're watching Adorama TV.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Adorama TV iPad app reviews. Well, this week we're looking at Vintage Scene HD. It's an application that's really simple, but one that I've had more fun playing with than almost any other iPad app that I've seen for photography. It's so easy to use and the results are so stunning that I think it's crazy for you not to go out and buy it right now. Well, let's take a look at Vintage Scene HD. Vintage Scene HD is an application that's just a blast. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my saved photos, and I have some pictures that I took in Paris a couple years ago. So I'm going to go here and open up this picture here. This is a picture of the exterior of the Louvre. And so as soon as that comes in, it renders that into a vintage scene. So right off the bat, this looks like an old-timey picture. If I click this button right here, you can see that's the original picture, and this is what it's done to it. Now, it doesn't just do one preset and you're done. You can actually go in here to Vintage, and there are actually 16 presets that you can choose from. So I can say, you know what, I like this one here. This is 07, and it's going to go in here and render this and change it and make it look like something else. So that looks pretty cool, and I can do all kinds of stuff. The adjust feature allows me to go in here and I can tweak 4 different settings. The image age, I can change the fade out, which is how the effect fades out, the image strength, how much the opacity basically of that, and then the outline strength. So unfortunately there's no real-time preview of this. You have to do this and then OK, then it'll go in here and adjust your settings. So once it's done, you see that my image has changed a little bit. I can change the overlay, so there are a bunch of different overlays here. So I can go in and say, you know what, I sort of like this crackly paper look right here, and it's going to overlay this with this crackly paper look. And in a second, there it is. It pops up. And so I've got this really cool vintage scene. Then I can take this, I can save it either as a preset, which is really cool. If there's something that I've done and I don't want to remember how to do that every time, I can just save it as a preset and it'll put it in that vintage folder there. I can email it to people, I can save it to my camera roll. Then of course there's all kinds of settings here that you can adjust, and it's basically the image size that you're using. So let me do one more here just so you can get a taste of how powerful this thing is and how much fun it is to play with. So here is a photo of Notre Dame that is again in Paris, and so I just load it in. And I can't wait to see, there it is. There's the back, there's the spires. Let's go in here, and I really want to do vintage 01, and so I can see what that looks like. And sure enough, it's going to pop up and look really cool and crackly. I really like that. So this is an application that I really love to play with. I love to see what kind of effects that I can get out of my images. And since you can save these in really high resolution, they're really fun to send to friends and family. Well, that's Vintage Scene HD. As you can see, it's a lot of fun. It's really cool to take some images that you shot and make them look really old. And because there's so many presets, you just can't go wrong. So check out Vintage Scene HD. I highly recommend it. Well, if you'd like to see other iPad app reviews, you can go to the Adorama Learning Center and take a look there. And as always, we have new videos every single week. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel or download these from iTunes. And that way you won't miss a single episode. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Mark Wallace. I'll see you next week.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama TV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.